What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Ilia Topuria sends a warning to Charles Oliveira. We're now just days away from Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira colliding in the main event of the UFC's International Fight Week card. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. And with the fight rapidly approaching, anticipation is continuing to build. This week, during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, Topuria issued Oliveira a warning, predicting a first-round finish over the former champ. You can never count him out. He's a dangerous guy, but this is what's going to happen with Charles. He thinks that he has some opportunities, but the reality is that he has not. The only thing he has to do is show up and I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to finish him in the first round. From the sounds of things, plenty of other fighters are picking Topuria to get the job done on Saturday night as well. During an interview with UFC on TNT, Marabdivishvili weighed in on the fight. His boxing is another level and his fight IQ is another level. Against Oliveira, it's going to be a good fight, but Ilia got this one for sure, even though I love Oliveira. Jorge Masvidal echoed a similar sentiment while speaking with Red Corner MMA, saying that he's known since the first time he and Topuria trained together that El Matador was destined for greatness. I've trained with Ilia. He's 1 out of 10,000. This guy's special, and I think he's going to be a world champion at 155. He's going to beat Charles. He's going to find a way to beat him. Beneil Dariush, who'll be looking to snap a 2-fight skid on the card, also weighed in during an interview with Inside Fighting. I lean towards Ilia. Ilia's got great power, and Ilia's probably the better wrestler. That's where this fight could be decided, who the better grappler is. As fight night nears, we'll soon find out how it all shakes out. Ben Askren health update. Recently, we've been providing an update on Ben Askren's health after his wife revealed Askren's severe case of pneumonia. Over the weekend, Dana White shared an Instagram story trying to help Ben Askren to get a lung transplant. Today, we have a positive update on Askren's health. According to Pat Mineo, we got the following update. The infections are finally under control, and now the focus is on finding a match and preparing Ben for a lung transplant. Ben was awake and trying to ask for wrestling results despite not being able to talk yet, which is awesome to hear. Keep praying for Funky and his family. Alexandre Pantoja custom shorts revealed. Today, the UFC and Venom posted Pantoja's custom UFC shorts for his fight this week, and the MMA community absolutely loves it. What are your thoughts? Are these one of the best custom shorts we've seen in the UFC? Let us know in the comments below. Michael Chandler talks about UFC return. Michael Chandler's loss to Paddy Pimblett back in April made it 3 straight for the former Bellator champion. However, from the sounds of things, Chandler's enjoying himself and is not looking to rush back into the octagon until the end of the year at the earliest. While at Fanatics Fest in New York City, Chandler caught up with the Schmo, revealing that although he's got some ongoing business dealings with the UFC, he doesn't want to talk about fighting until the fall.
We'll see. You know, I'm enjoying the summer right now. Nothing is scheduled. No names on the table, no dates on the table. I told them, don't call me till at least the fall. And obviously we're in contact on some other business stuff and some other promotional stuff, but as far as actually stepping back in the octagon, probably not till the end of the year, if not the first of next year. Luckily, I feel great. I think a little bit of time off, spending some time with the family. Just had a new daughter 10 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So spend some time with them, adjust to the new family dynamic that we have with 5 of us now, in our new home in Tennessee, and just kind of go radio silent for a little bit and then emerge and have a blast.
Currently, Chandler's ranked number 12 at lightweight on the UFC's website. Although he has no interest in fighting before the end of the summer, given that Benoit Saint-Denis is currently ranked number 13, once Chandler's ready to return, a fight between the two could definitely produce some fireworks. Tom Aspinall gets called out. With Jon Jones now out of the picture, it's full steam ahead for the heavyweight division. As Tom Aspinall and the UFC look to figure out who his first title defense will be against, Jailton Almeida has thrown his hat into the ring, calling out Tom Aspinall during a Portuguese-speaking interview with MMA Junkie this week. The way he sees things, the news of Jones retiring was surprising, but ultimately good for the division. With no clear-cut #1 contender, he made his case. I'm the most interesting fight to make at this moment. I'm coming off 2 good wins and I got a bonus in my last one. I haven't fought for a title and I haven't fought Aspinall. Everything considered, I think I have to be the best option for them unless they are really stuck on having to do something with Gon. I think right now, I'm what the division needs. While many members of the MMA community have been calling out Jones for ducking Aspinall, Ilia Topuria doesn't see it that way. During his appearance on the Ariel Helwani show this week, he weighed in on Jones' decision to retire. John has done so many great things in the sport. He's fought the best of the best in the last 10 years, so I don't think he's ducking anyone. He just wants to retire. I don't think he's ducking anyone. The situation was discussed at length on the show, both by Helwani and the Ariel Helwani show's executive producer, Eric Jackman, aka New York Rick, who said that Aspinall's next fight will have big implications on how we look at Jon Jones' legacy. If Tom Aspinall goes out there and loses his next fight, this will not have any impact on Jon Jones' legacy. In fact, people will rewrite history and say Tom wasn't equipped for it, Tom wasn't ready, and if he fought him at that time, Jon probably would have won. Tom Aspinall is holding the keys to Jon Jones' legacy. Despite a bit of misunderstanding, Chael Sonnen seemed to agree. In response, he dropped a hint about Aspinall's next fight, writing, "Tom's next fight 100% impacts Jon. When Rick sees who Tom is fighting, Rick will understand this tweet. The way Ariel Helwani sees things, just because the division is moving along doesn't mean it's all water under the bridge." When Michael Jordan retired, there was a huge press conference, and every single media member was there. Jon Jones' retirement is a throwaway question at a press conference in the middle of the night in Baku, Azerbaijan. Does anyone else not see the lunacy in all of this? It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. And then the domino effect of their announcement that led to us finding out about Jon Jones' latest criminal allegations. Truly absurd. While the expectation is that Aspinall will defend the title against Ciryl Gane, we'll just have to wait and see what the UFC has in store for the division. Joe Rogan called out to grappling match. Although Joe Rogan's never competed inside the octagon, it's no secret that the longtime commentator is an accomplished martial artist in his own right. Between his Taekwondo background and his black belt in Jiu-Jitsu under Eddie Bravo, Rogan's managed to impress some all-time greats like George St. Pierre. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan took a shot at the Liver King while speaking with Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, I'm on testosterone. Unlike the Liver King, I'll tell you the truth.
The Liver King then responded, showing that he weighs 192 pounds right now, but he'd be willing to cut more weight if need be.
192 is true. And I'll probably, if you want, I can cut more. I'll be ready whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Or you can release me of this fight, and you can just welcome me right onto the show tomorrow. And I will donate $1 million to a charity of my choosing, good and true. That's also a possibility. Otherwise, it's bloody murder, bro. Bloody murder. Barbarian Bones. 192. Ask my wife. I go.
He then followed it up with another video referencing the fight, encouraging Rogan to break his bones and choke him out.
What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm going to choke that mother out, lights out. I'm going to choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens, because like to wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you could break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping, because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for. That's what I'm, and oh, well, what if he actually does what he's saying? What if that would be interesting? That would be interesting. What do you have to fight for?
Chael Sonnen then asked the MMA community what they thought about the situation. Liver King challenged Joe Rogan to a grappling match. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does this interest you? From the sounds of things, however, many members of the MMA community couldn't care less about the beef. It doesn't interest me, 1 out of 10. But if I was going to bet on it, I would choose Joe Rogan. Another fan replied, "Rogan will never accept that. Plenty of others were not on board with the idea either. Crazy that we're in 2025 and people still think an extra 30 pounds of muscle is going to keep a BJJ double black belt from choking an untrained grappler out. It's not." One wrote, "Literally 0. We're probably past time Rogan would compete." Another called the whole thing a waste of time. 0. Liver King is grasping relevancy, and we all know what the end result will be. Big waste of time. Some fans weren't as dismissive of the idea. Sounds like a banger to throw on the early prelims somewhere. At first, I thought 1, because the size difference between him and Joe, but then I thought about the experience difference, and I changed it to 10, because Joe would smoke him. Considering Rogan is not one to back down from a challenge, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. UFC updates. Heading into this weekend's International Fight Week card, let's take a look at some UFC news that might have flown under the radar, starting with some interesting comments from Brandon Royval ahead of his fight with Joshua Van this weekend. During an interview with MMA Spear on Instagram, Royval said that if he doesn't get a title shot with a win on Saturday, he wants to move up to 135.
I was actually thinking a little bit after this fight. If I don't get a title shot, I'm going to move up a weight class, because the flyweights don't get paid as much as the 35ers and the 45ers. I don't know why the reasoning behind that is. It's just one of those things. I know I could beat some of the top 15 in the 35 division, no problem. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel like if I'm not getting a title shot and they're going to put me as a gatekeeper, might as well get paid, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, and new opportunities, new matchups. I'm kind of just getting some of the same guys. The top 5 of the division's kind of been holding it down forever. Kai Car France doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Brandon Moreno doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Pantoja's not really going anywhere. So it's just like then I'm forced to fight the same guys over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be cool to just fight some 35. It'd be cool not to cut a bunch of weight. It'll be cool for all that stuff. So
Next up, we have an update on Markel Medeiros, who told Pubside Radio's James Lynch that he's looking to return ASAP, either on short notice or by August. According to the lightweight, he's interested in fighting Evan Elder, Bolaji Oki, or Nazim Sadikov. This week also saw Nasruddin Imavov fire off some scathing shots at Caio Borralho ahead of their recently announced fight. Along with poking fun at Borralho for having an OnlyFans account in a minute-long video, Imavov taunted his opponent in the caption, writing, "This is not an AI. See you soon, Caio. Hashtag Bonne Nuit Caio." This week also saw Drake's OVO brand and the UFC drop some pretty big news about a clothing collab. On Monday, the collab was teased by OVO on Instagram, revealing an OVO UFC collab featuring GSP, which will be available online and in-store on June 27th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And last but not least, while at Fanatics Fest this week, Justin Gaethje took home a Ferrari for posting the second highest score in a contest that pitted athletes against fans. Gaethje walked away with a Ferrari 296 GTB, which he showed off for fans on social media. What a weekend in New York City for Fanatics Fest 2025. Loved representing the UFC against other athletes and celebrities. 8 different sports. It took the GOAT, Tom Brady, to knock me down to second place. I won a Ferrari 296 GTB. Let's go. Ilia Topuria talks about moving up to welterweight. With a win on Saturday, Ilia Topuria will cement himself alongside some of the best fighters in UFC history as a 2-division champion. While we've seen several 2-division champs, we've never seen a fighter pursue a 3rd title. As El Matador explained to Ariel Helwani on Monday, despite giving up height by making the jump to 155, 170 is not out of the question.
Before your UFC career is finished, do you think you fight at 170?
Yeah, for sure. That could happen.
Okay.
Listen, if you have a champion like Belal or I don't know, many names that I could bring right now, that's an easy path. Like you can go slap him and get that title, and that's it.
During his appearance on the show, Topuria touched on a wide range of topics, including a potential fight against Paddy Pimblett. He's one fight away from the title shot. He actually needs that fight because it's going to be even better for our fight if he gets one more win. We're going to have, I think, the biggest fight in the UFC. Paddy versus Justin Gaethje is good because I think Paddy's going to beat him easily. I think Paddy could get that win easily because of the style. While the MMA community has been divided on whether Makhachev was right to move up to 170 when Ilia was moving up to 155, El Matador doesn't think that the pound-for-pound king ducked him. I don't think he's ducking me, to be honest. I would be lying to you if I told you that he's ducking me. I think he's tired of the weight cut. He wants a new challenge. Not a lot of people understand how hard it is, the weight cut. When you get tired of the weight cut, there's no name in the world that motivates you to fight. Considering Topuria is not ruling out a jump to 170, perhaps there's still a chance that we see the two throw down in the future. George St. Pierre reveals the Khabib super fight was close. At one point in time, there was talk of GSP coming out of retirement and throwing down with Khabib Nurmagomedov. While the fight never came to fruition, there was a lot of conflicting information regarding the situation. During an appearance on Fanatics Fest on Friday, GSP spoke about the situation with Ariel Helwani, recalling how Dana White and the UFC were only interested in the idea after both guys retired. After Khabib retired, Dana called me and asked me if I was interested in fighting Khabib. I found that was strange. I didn't really believe it. I said, let me think about it. Then I called Ali Abdelaziz and Ali says that was not true. The first time we asked the UFC if they were willing to make the fight, they didn't want to do it. A few months after Khabib retired, Dana tried to make it because he knew we were both retired. I would have done it. I would not have had choice. Considering how dominant of a grappler both fighters were, it's safe to say that a GSP Khabib bout will definitely go down as one of the greatest what-ifs of all time. MMA community reacts to Jon Jones' police body cam footage. Jon Jones' police body cam footage from the February 21st crash scene, where he was charged for earlier this week, has come out. In the footage, police are listening to a phone call between the woman who's a passenger and allegedly Jon Jones, who is the other person on the phone. The officer had to intervene when the person on the phone allegedly threatened to and was talking crazy while the police were listening in. You can hear things like, "My brothers are the most evil people you'll ever meet. They don't waste their time with petty cases or you, but they definitely listen to conversations like this, and some of them are bored enough to you." The police then tell the person on the phone that they can't be on the phone saying threats like that and asked that the person they were speaking to was John Jones, to which the person replied saying, "What? If you're untraceable, my brothers, they people for way less. Sometimes she's gladly."
Please talk to him. This is a friend that's a friend of mine.
Hello, who am I speaking to? Me is PSA Lopez. And who am I speaking to?
What's your name?
PSA Lopez. With the Albuquerque Police Department.
How many guys you guys I'll do with you?
Don't worry about that, man. Were you the one driving the vehicle?
My brothers attacked the dreams, assistants, and cell phones.
He was the one driving the vehicle.
They split drills. They're the most evil people you ever meet.
That's John Jones.
John Jones?
Mm-hmm. He was the one driving the vehicle.
But they don't waste their cases with just on petty crimes. But they definitely listen to conversations like this, and some of them are bored enough to you.
So, listen to me, man. He's making threats, and if he's making threats, I gotta call an officer out here.
Call him.
And who am I speaking to? You John Jones?
What? If you're untraceable, my brothers, they do way less.
Passenger stating that the subject, his name is John Jones, the fighter, and he was under the influence, man.
Like the government.
Like the government and stuff. Like what?
I'll stay here.
Or the ones who were really.
Are the ones that will me?
No, not you. But the government, he has the government just for conversations like this already.
Dude, I don't know what the you're talking about. My car is wrecked.
If I grab this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And who's your friend?
My friend is John Jones.
Okay.
The MMA community reacted to this footage by saying, "And he's trashed again. Shocking. In case anyone's wondering, this is why he didn't fight Tom Aspinall. He can't stop doing and drinking excessively and uses religion as an excuse to absolve him of his terrible behavior. Guy clearly has some demons he can't get rid of." John sounds very drunk. The most wild part is he may not even be the craziest one in his family, lol. He and Chandler are loose cannons and should probably be muzzled, LMAO. As with any case, he remains innocent until proven guilty. However, if the allegations are true, his pattern of self-destructive and erratic behavior point to underlying mental health problems. I honestly think he suffers from MPD, psychopathy. The cop should have said his name was Tom and Jones would have disappeared immediately. LOL, nothing is going to happen here. Lawyer put out a beautiful statement on Jones' behalf, so the threats will be dropped, and they cannot prove he was drunk or driving. Worst case, he'll get a lesser charge for the crash, and that's it. His lawyer really said, "It ain't him, dog." One of the greatest to ever step foot in MMA, practically undefeated inside the octagon against everyone he's ever fought. But whenever it comes to fighting himself, he loses. It's actually sad when you deep it. We have a favor to ask. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers on MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA content. Seriously, we rarely miss a day.